This program is brought to you by the City of Oceanside. The following program does not necessarily reflect the views, opinions, or policies of the City of Oceanside, its elected officials, KOCT, its board of directors, or staff. This program is underwritten in part by Waste Management of North County in Oceanside. We are dedicated to serving customers and community as a safe, comprehensive service provider, a good corporate citizen, and a responsible environmental steward. Think green. Think Waste Management.
I'm CJ Demento, your local librarian from the Oceanside Public Library and city staff for the Oceanside Arts Commission. Welcome to the April edition of Oceanside Spectrum, and thank you for watching today. First, we have Donnie D., CEO of the San Diego Rescue Mission, talking about their history and their expansion in North County. And as co-founder and executive director of Swell Collective, Emily Gonzalez shares about the collective's focus on the power of collaboration to accelerate and amplify good work. David Shultz, producing artistic director of Star Theater Company, shares the virtual theater projects that his organization is working on. So stay tuned because Oceanside Spectrum starts now. Welcome. Donnie D. with San Diego Rescue Mission, which was founded in 1955, is here. Tell us about the long history of your organization, if you would.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate you having us up to tell the story. We've been around for a little over 65 years. It was many years ago that a couple of business guys from Sacramento came down and they opened up a soup kitchen. They could see the homeless problem that we had in our city, and so we really started as a soup kitchen, and in order to get fed, you had to stick around for the evening program, and that grew into what we are today, which is more of a comprehensive rehabilitation program.
Okay, wonderful. And so part of your goal has been met to come up to North County, adopt one of the locations here in Bread of Life. So tell us about that process. And I know it's been recent, it just happened in the last year.
When I took over as president and CEO just a few years ago, it just became apparent to me that we really needed to link arms if we were going to change the state of homelessness in San Diego. And so we just began to have conversations with other faith-based organizations, and Bread of Life does services very similar to ours, and so we began to have conversations, and out of that really came a fascinating development that we could just do more together. We could eliminate costs, we could work together, we could refer students and people who are experiencing homelessness back and forth to each other. So in October we officially merged, and they became a part of us and we became a part of them. And really proud of what we do at Bread of Life. We don't have a shelter there yet. That's one of our next goals, is to have a facility in North County that actually increases the number of shelter beds in San Diego County, but we do provide food. We have an evening program with churches that come in and give a message, and food distribution boxes that we hand out 6 days a week. So we do provide programs and services, but we don't have a shelter there just yet.
Okay, so tell us, I want to hear a little bit more about the program. So they're available to anyone. The location is right here in Oceanside. Speak a little bit more about what actually is happening at that location. What do you find happening?
Yeah, we use that location right now primarily to do outreach, to build relationship and to make connection with our neighbors, people who are either low income, poor, or people who are actually experiencing homelessness. So we do a number of things there. We hand out boxes of food through the Partners for Hunger Relief program that is San Diego Food Bank, Feeding America. We're also a big part of that at San Diego Rescue Mission. Because we have the trucks in the warehouse space, we go and pick up all of the food and redistribute it to agencies and to neighborhoods like the one that the Bread of Life is in, so that those that are food insecure can actually kind of get a box of food. So we have that program. We used to offer life skills classes at Bread of Life before COVID, just teaching people how to budget, how to parenting classes, computer classes, things that will enhance their ability to make an income. Then we also have an evening program where churches come in and give a message, and they also provide a meal. We just started a month ago providing a shower trailer on our property at Bread of Life, and so every Thursday from 10 till 2, people who are experiencing homelessness can come and can get a shower, just stand in line. And part of the reason that we do all of this is just to try to build a relationship. We feel like that the key to our homeless issue is rehabilitation, but the key to rehabilitation is actually building a relationship with the person that's living on the streets.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful work. So if people want to support that work that you're doing, that very thoughtful and community-minded support, what do you want them to do? Where do you want them to go? How can they support? What type of ways can they support you all?
Well, let me just start with where they can go, and then I'll just share with you what my hope and prayer is. You can obviously go to our website, www.sdrescue.org. There's lots of information there about who we are, about what we do, about what our needs are, and it's all there. Our team has really put together a great website and a great resource for the community. I think my hope and prayer is that the people that live here will see that we're in a homeless crisis, and I want this to be their cause. I know there's a lot of great causes in the world, but our number one cause in San Diego is homelessness. If you live in San Diego, you know we have a homeless problem, and so I think we all need to do something, and if we all do something, whether that's pray or give financially or volunteer your time or just build a relationship with somebody that's living on the streets, I think we can actually change the state of homelessness in San Diego. But we all have to do something.
Yeah, we do. We have to act. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for being here today. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
All right. And we'll be right back with our next guest. Please take a moment and enjoy this public service announcement for Coursera, a workforce development database that you can take advantage of through your Oceanside Public Library.
Do you want to get a job in a new field? Get a better job in the same field? Coursera will help unemployed, furloughed, or employed part-time workers gain a competitive edge by providing access to courses and certificate programs. Learn in-demand skills and discover paths to new jobs or career advancement. Oceanside Public Library cardholders admitted to this program can choose from the 3,000 plus options on the Coursera.org learning platform at no personal cost. With Coursera, learners can develop or hone skills such as business English, contact tracing, data analytics and business analysis, computer programming, entrepreneurship, marketing, IT, app development, project management, web design, and much more. Courses vary in length, are self-paced, and are fully online. Space is limited. To find out if you are eligible, please visit www.oceansidepubliclibrary.org, and you will find Coursera under the Adults tab.
Emily Gonzalez, co-founder and executive director for the Swell Collective, who's on a mission to inspire, equip, and amplify change agents, is here. Welcome.
Thank you so much, CJ. Happy to be here.
Such a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. You too.
So tell us about the mission of the Swell Collective. I love the name.
Thank you.
Tell us what it means.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of a play on words, right? You know, it's sort of like an uprising, and it's just cool stuff, right? To support leaders. We target our programs to serve folks that represent marginalized communities, so women of color, queer folks, anybody who's, you know, sort of been maybe disenfranchised by systems of power, and we build programs to support them and help them achieve their missions, their goals. We've got folks who work in all sectors, but yeah, we're trying to make change, positive change in communities by helping leaders make change.
Yes, that's where it starts.
Yeah,
Great work, great work. So tell us about the Whole Heart Initiative.
Well, so right now we've got some partners nationally that we're collaborating with on doing some research around how racial trauma, how gender disparities, a lot of the kind of institutionalized and systemic oppression has been affecting leaders, these leaders that are in all these different sectors, really trying to find out, you know, how, I mean, we know that we're sort of in this period of racial justice reckoning right now, right? And we've got some deep healing to do as a nation. So we sort of believe that healing happens sort of from the inside out as well as from systems down, right? So we want to find out, we have a hunch that a lot of our leaders have been feeling the ongoing kind of regular stress of bearing witness to these systems, you know, that are harmful to communities as a whole. And so we want to get some data to see if our hunch is right. We've got a lot of anecdotal evidence, and a lot of the research is showing that when you control for all these other factors, you know, for economic factors, for level of education, for, you know, location, all these different things, when they erase all of those things that could mitigate and cause these disparities in wellness or in economic outcomes, what's left is, right now they're thinking racial trauma, right? And just the ongoing stress of bearing that. So anyhow, we want to do some research with our leaders and find out how they're sort of managing what sort of toll that stress is taking, and then build systems and support structures to kind of mitigate that, right? And fill the gaps and help them out.
And that's where like the Swell membership comes in, right? You have workshops, and it's sort of to support those leaders in continuing to do the good work that they're doing.
Exactly, yeah. So we really want to help folks with building skills around self-care and healing and community care, but also conflict resolution, right? And sort of being able to sit through those moments of conflict in a way that actually grows relationship and heals communities.
Wow, and so Swell Ed Learning for New Wave Leaders, is that what that process is?
Yeah, we're actually, so our programs, since we've got members all over the country, and this period of everything being online, we are actually sort of built for it. Yeah. So we've got, we're building out a learning management system to house sort of all of the collected wisdom, the courses, the resources that are available, so folks can be able to access that. And then the membership program actually offers more one-on-one and peer support kind of programming, right? So it's high tech and high touch.
Okay, and then you have, you help facilitators, right? You do a facilitators course. I thought that was really interesting, right? Learning those skills on how to facilitate those conversations.
Exactly, yeah. So our Facilitators Academy is running right now in beta, and it is, it's leaders from all over the country and from all different sectors, and they are united in their desire to be facilitative leaders, meaning, you know, being able to bring people together and practice a form of leadership that is in service to those you lead, and really trying to hold space for the hard conversations so folks can move through those in a way that doesn't continue to destroy communities.
Great. So how do people find out more about the Swell Collective, and how do they reach out and get in touch with you?
They can find us online. So www, I don't know, do we need to say that anymore? I don't even know, right? Swellcollective.org, right? Okay. In case you're lost. On that World Wide Web, swellcollective.org.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where they find us.
All right. Well, I encourage them to do that.
Thank you. Thank you. We'd love to have them. Love to grow healthy communities with them.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Emily. Pleasure to have you.
Thanks.
Okay, we'll be right back with our next guest. Oceanside Spectrum would like to take just a moment to honor a community partner, Oceanside Public Library. So the library is here for you now more than ever. We have 2 physical locations at 330 North Coast Highway downtown, or in the Valley at 3861 Mission Avenue. Also, you can reach us 24/7 on our website, oceansidepubliclibrary.org. So please take a minute, visit your local library in person or online. Thanks, and take good care. Welcome back. The amazing David Shultz is here, producing artistic director of the Star Theater Company at the Star Theater, which first opened in 1956.
I was not there that day.
A lot of history in that building.
Yeah, big time.
A lot of history.
I wanted to start off by saying, CJ, the work that you are doing at the library is incredible. Sincerely, I think you are literally doing what people all over the world need to understand about what a library brings to a community. It's not just a book.
Wow.
It's a place where people meet, congregate, and the stuff you're doing is beautiful, so thank you.
Thank you.
Side
note.
note.
My goodness. Thank you so much. That means a lot. That means a lot.
Now back to the theater,
and now
which
back
is
to
your
you.
neighbor.
My neighbor, we really took live theater for granted, didn't we?
We may have.
We did, yeah.
It's really interesting. People ask me that a lot. You know, I don't know if we certainly love it, and we know that it was always there for us.
Right.
So, but I have to say that the audiences in San Diego are amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, you know, we hold almost 500 seats in the theater.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be unusual for us to have 475, you know, for a show. And to have that taken away from us was striking.
Yeah.
And then coming up with what to do next,
Right.
besides write a grant and ask for donations. But,
Right.
you know, it's just reinventing for the past year how we can still perform and do live art. And now we're just streaming it to the homes and the phones and laptops. But I firmly believe that when we are able to get back into a theater, it's going to be a spring awakening of people just really celebrating.
Yeah.
So I tell this a lot to my students. You know, I think the first rehearsal of the first musical that we get to do, I think we're all just going to cry through the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that'll be cool.
I agree. But for now, what are you doing? I know you have an academy,
Right.
And you have some offerings coming up. So I want folks to know about that.
Sure.
I want them to hear
We've
that.
been teaching what I call COVID camp for several months now, and it's all under the CDC guidelines, and we take that very seriously. I have a family, of course, and I want everyone to be healthy and happy, and we figured out a way to tweak our classes to where we can work with kids and adults. So we've been teaching for several months now.
Great.
And we've been doing classes for little kids age 7 to 12.
Okay.
And then we have classes for 13-year-olds to 18, and that's for the teenagers, and then our adults are just 18 and up, and the adults are having a good time as well. But it's been really busy for me because instead of directing 6 shows in 2020, I directed 1, and then I taught so many classes that it's been kind of interesting because it's been a way for me to really connect with people one-on-one, which has been fun. But I really look forward to getting back in the building.
Yeah.
With actors and audience.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But you do have some plays scheduled, right?
Yes, we do.
Moving forward.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
We've partnered with Avalon Video Productions. It's basically a turnkey audiovisual group, and we've been able to offer all of our classes. We record them at the end of the session.
Yeah.
So they actually have an audition reel, which has been nice. And then we've been recording live music, and we've got some cabarets coming up, and we've been filming that on stage live, and then we stream it to the homes, and some of that info will be on the screen for you there. But we've got several things coming up this year, including, I'm going to squeeze in a musical or two this year. So we're going to be doing Anything Goes, because, you know, after something like this, anything goes. And everything will. So we're going to do that, and that's going to be singing and dancing on the stage. And you know, as long as people keep staying healthy and they get vaccinated, we can turn a corner and start doing this. But I will say, with the streaming aspect of theater, I feel like that's always going to be with us now.
Okay.
Because the idea of taking San Diego theater, which has always been so powerful, and offering that to people anywhere that have an internet connection, I find that very intriguing. Not just because we want everyone in the world to know the Star Theater, but I want everyone in the world to know what Oceanside and North County San Diego has to offer. So
awesome.
that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Good. I love that thought.
Yeah.
I love that thought. So how can people find out what you do have on tap? And should they go to their website, to your website?
Yeah.
What would you like them to do?
The website is great, startheaterco.com.
Okay.
We'll have all the info. Also a way for people to support us. I mean, it's been a tough year, and that's for all the theaters and nonprofits. So I urge everyone in our community to take a moment, visit the websites of your 2 theaters in Oceanside and beyond, and just see how you can help.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's an important historic theater, an amazing theater company, and it's so wonderful to get a chance to chat with you, David.
Thank you.
And it's always wonderful to have you join us to hear and learn about what is happening in North County. I encourage you to get involved in your community. Support a nonprofit in any way that works for you, and be a part of our community's future. If you would like to be a guest on the show, please visit koct.org/spectrum to find out details on how your nonprofit can be a part of Spectrum. Stay up to date with all things North County by visiting koct.org. Thanks, and take good care.
This program is brought to you by the City of Oceanside.